Hello, hello, hello. This is Tom from Tom and Ruth Philippine Adventures today. Video coming up is we're going to be talking about travel in the Philippines and really how hard it is to get around. Also, in the same video, we're going to talk a little bit about expats in the Philippines, briefly. So today we're going to talk about expats in the Philippines. As you can tell, I'm normally not in this particular room. I'm in a different room here in the expandable house. So because it's quieter, it's very loud outside. I do have the window open, but it is so loud. Who would think living in a province would be awful loud? Today we're going to talk a little bit about expats coming to the Philippines. We're going to talk about the thought process and really what why are they coming? The reason why I'm saying that is because a lot of the guys that are coming are not really prepared. They're not prepared at all. In fact, they're thinking that everything's okay and everything's fine. Just get on a plane and come, and they're not prepared. And what I mean by that is you're coming to a country that just may not have all the things that you want at the particular time that you want it. But then you come to the country, whatever reason that is. Some guys are coming for travel. Some guys are coming to get married. Some guys are coming to meet a lady. Some guys are just here on the stopping grounds going to Thailand and Vietnam. But really what's happening, and I'm seeing a trend here, is guys are just getting on a plane and coming here. So they said the Philippines is open. They just signed an agreement yesterday, by the way. The American Chamber of Commerce just signed a deal yesterday. They opened up the Philippines for foreign investments, which is unusual. They haven't had that for 80 years. So you're going to see a lot of people coming in here also for investments. And investments meaning they may be buy businesses and things like that. For investments in the Philippines, there's limitations on that, but you can actually go and inquire. There's a big article on that. I was going to do a whole video on it, but a lot of people really don't care. But this instance is the guy comes here. A couple guys come here. They're here. They've been here for a month or so, since February the 30th or 20th. And they're finding that it's just, well, a little bit more expensive. Some are saying it's fine, it's cheaper. It is cheaper here. Well, it depends what part of the country you're coming from. I would say it depends really where you're coming from and your background. Some people are used to living on $2-3 grand a month, come over here and live fine. Some people are used to living on $1,000 a month there in the U.S., come here and live fine. Some people make $5 grand and spend $5 grand a month in the U.S., come here and can't live on $5 grand, or don't like it because they don't have the standards. But it depends on the person. Everybody's different about that. So I want to talk about, if you're coming here, kind of have a plan, the reason why you're coming here. This guy emails me this morning. He says, well, I'm here. I did this, I did that. Do you have any ideas? I'm thinking about coming down and seeing you. Do you have any ideas what I can do? I said, well, there's plenty of islands. There's 7,000 islands. You could go around the islands, but see the waterfalls, great places, great parks, beautiful resorts. They resort at the beach. Bohol's got a lot to offer. There's a lot of great places. Have a lot of beautiful places to go. Cebu, great place to go. South Cebu, we were at, very nice. But then you have that, okay? You just have that. It's just, I'm just amazed sometimes that guys are saying, well, I'm here and I really don't know what the hoopla is about. I'm here and it's just normal people run around and I don't see any value. Well, if you don't see it, go back, right? That's what I told the guy. Well, if you don't see any value or see any positive things of staying here, don't come. But I think a lot of times expectations are so much different. The grass is greener on one side of the fence. I really don't know. Another thing I want to talk about too is traveling. How hard is it to travel around the Philippines? That is a topic that I get asked a lot. How hard is it to travel? How hard is it to get around? You know, depending on where you're planning to go, it could be very complicated. It could be simple or complicated. You fly in, say you're flying into Davao and you need to go to Lake Cebu. Lake Cebu is in South Cotabato. It's in Mindinao. It's on the island I'm on, just like Davao and CDO is. So you come here. It's got to take sometimes a bus, sometimes like for me, if I had to go there, I would have to drive in the car for quite a few hours to get there. It's not an easy task just to get in the car and think you can go somewhere. A prime example of this is a lot of people that work here in the islands, they have to take a lot of barges and a lot of different transportation just to get where they need to go. So for example, we go to CDO before, you have to take a tricycle, a bus, a tricycle to taxi, and then stay in the taxi until. A lot of times, reason I say tricycle, a lot of times depending on where you're dropped off at, there's no taxis available. Just because there's taxis there don't mean you can get them either. And that's a problem too. A lot of times the taxis are not available in the areas. Now you can use the Grab app and things like that, but they're telling me now the Grab app's not working. I don't know if it's working or not. I know we used it and it was fine. But there's multiple sources of trying to get around. It is hard. I'm just going to say it is hard sometimes. I know when we traveled to Cebu, it was an ordeal. It was like, okay, we get to there and the CDO, we had to take a barge, overnight ship, but getting on that overnight ship was a problem. And what I mean by that is it's not like it's not like in US, you just wait in line there and when they're done, you wait inside and you go outside and give them the ticket and you hop on. Here, it's a line from here to, it could be half a mile long. And if you get in line, you can't break line, even though people do it all the time. They break in line all the time here. Elderly breaks in line, it's just a problem. I mean, we got on there fine, but we were there, one of the first ones there, but we got on probably halfway through because there's people just running, pushing you. And of course, I just stand my ground and I let Ruth and R squeeze up in there. Ruth gets in there and gets it. And you have to, and then she's way up there and I'm way back here because, as you know, she's got all the tickets and I can't get through. It's sometimes to get somewhere, plan a day. I'm basically telling you, if you plan on going anywhere in the Philippines, plan a day just for a simple thing. If you plan on going 2 nights somewhere at a resort, plan a day of getting there, no matter where you're at, or 2 days, depending on how far you have to travel. Leave early in the morning, just plan all day is shot. It's not like I'll get there at noon and everything's fine. I used to travel to Davao a lot of times. We get there and we leave at 6. We get there at noon. It's not like it's that far. It's on a bus. It's not that far. It's the stops. 100 stops. Not really, but a lot of stops. So time you get there, okay, we're here finally. The hotel's calling. Or you said you're going to be here. Well, we're here now finally. Trying to find a taxi. We get the taxi out of the bus terminal. Get to our room, which is 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. We're hungry, right? So you eat there. I want to eat somewhere else. Well, let's go to the mall. It's 3 o'clock before you go have food. Lunch. You can eat on the bus, things like that, but sometimes you just have to be prepared for that. What I'm saying about traveling, it's complicated a lot of times. Now with a car, it's not as complicated, but it's complicated because they have stops. You have to go through the checkpoints. Are they still there? Yeah, they're still there, but you still have to go through them. Whether they're locked down or not, you still have to go through them. And it can take 5-10 minutes. There's literally 4, 5, 6, 7 going through to CDO. And each time, and what reason I'm saying you have to stop is because you got to get out of your car. You got to get your feet on the mat for foot and mouth disease for the cows. And you get back in your car. Well, the line could be from here a quarter mile, and big trucks and cars and motorcycles zinging by and pulling in and out. So that's being prepared. So if you're not really prepared for traveling, you need to get prepared, because can be very frustrating. Just get to an island, just get somewhere. I'm not trying to be negative, but this is just the way it is. It's not negative, it's just the truth. It's just the way it is. If you just have to deal with it. Does it bother me? Not really. It did in the beginning, especially when I had to go with the BI. And at 12, they used to take their lunch at that time. And so I had to wait till 1:30. Because many people getting their things signed. So you go in there, and then it's Stavo. And this is before. And you get that done, and it's pushing to 1:30, 2 o'clock, 2:15, 2:30. And then you head back 4 or 5 hours. So it can be 12, 14, 15-hour trip, depending, and you didn't have lunch yet. So you have to really think about what you're doing here in the Philippines. Even when I was in Manila and driving around and going around in Manila, it was very complicated for me. And getting to Makati, getting to places was very complicated and hard, because you had to take a tricycle, a bus, a tricycle, then to a taxi to your location. And during the pending on that, now tricycles get around fine, but I find even in Davao, you can find them, but they're not allowed on certain streets now. Same thing in Manila, they're not allowed on certain streets. So when you go there, you have to really think about, okay, well, I want a tricycle taxi. Well, we can't find one. Grab's not working, or can't get one. And I'm one of these guys in New York. I'll head the hell down the cab. I'll go stand out in the middle of the street and find a cab. Easy peasy for me. But here they don't do that. But that, just because I stand out there, I mean, I'm going to get one. We waited, last time we went to Davao, an hour to find a taxi at that time. Then in CDO, before the car, we had to wait about 30 minutes at the airport before we could get one. There's plenty of people there, but you don't want to when you fly in, don't take the immediate taxi that's there, and make sure they're metered. Make sure they're metered. And what I mean, have a meter inside. Don't take some guy, I'll give you a rate 400 peso to take you somewhere. Don't do that, because he could take you anywhere. When I first got here, I was innocent. I let the guy take me somewhere. Okay, 300 pesos. Okay, fine. Take me wherever I need to go. Well, get in the car. So where's your meter? I don't have one. I said, well, I'm getting out. No, it's okay. It's okay. Well, he had to stop, use the restroom outside the car. Then he had to stop and get something for his wife. Then I said, listen, just drop me off here. No, I'll get you there. Got me there. And if I took a regular taxi, I would have been there half an hour earlier. You have to be very careful with that. Stupid me. And you know what? I come from that background. But I thought he was metered. He had a sheet of paper that said he was metered. Get in his car, there's no meter. Brand nice new car. I'm talking a brand spanking new Buick. Nice car. That's how he makes his living. So just make sure you get in these vehicles that have meters. But it woke me up at that time, and I said, I need to wake up. That's when I first came here. Also, Ruth wasn't with me. Also, too, when you're driving or you're going around, make sure you know how to get there. Don't depend on someone else to tell you how to get there. Because if you depend on someone else, you may be lost for a while. Make sure you know and map it out. There is maps on there, on the bus maps online. You can get them. Tell you exactly where they go, what time they pick you up. Even though that doesn't work. They say they pick you up at 4:30 here. It's 8:39. Could be 10. We had to wait one time. We got there at 6. Had to wait to 9:30 to get a bus. So you just have to be patient. So I'm saying this video because guys are saying, hey man, I don't know how to, how do I get there from here? Well, this is what you have to do. So thank you for always watching my videos, and thank you so much. In my new room. I wonder where I'm at. It's a new room? No, it's existing room. God bless everybody. See you next time.